Now with our sheet 2 completed, or ready for completion or data entry, got to go back to part 2 of our project 2, which is the expenses finances part. So let's click on sheet 1, let's right click it, and let's rename it to life expenses. Again, let's zoom in, 130, 140 on the bottom right here. Let's get our table going. The first thing we're going to work from is date. And dates can look different, right? For this one, we're going to do month year. Okay? Now this is really important here. In order to get this correct, make sure that you type in the first cell under month year as capital JAN space 2026. That's where we're starting. Do not type it any other way. Hit enter. Notice that Excel decided on this being a month and a year. So what I just did was I confirmed that it's January 2026, and then I look at this little square on the bottom right of the cell, and this is for repetition. If I click it and I pull it down 12 different rows, I get one full year in 2026. Well, one thing we forgot to do was click on our first row to make it a header by selecting row 1, making it bold, and making it 13, 14, or 15 size font so it sticks out. Now we can half screen our Excel file by holding the Windows key and hitting the right arrow. And if we come back to our directions here, we can see that part 2, we will be entering in our incomes, our debts, and how those factor in each month. Because for the most part, people get paid monthly and they do their expenses monthly. So what we're looking at here is money in, money out, and in order to get how much money you have left over each month, that would of course be income minus debt. All right, and so what we're going to do is scroll down here a little bit and look at how we're going to do this big table overall. Well, the first thing we're going to do after defining month and year is we're going to type in net worth. This is one of the last calculations you would do when you're looking at your expenses. What we're going to do to make that stand out is we're going to highlight that field. We'll big screen this again so that you can see everything up here in the ribbon. Highlight this as a field and let's make it stand out. If we are on the home ribbon and we look at our paint fill for each cell, let's make it black with white text to make it really pop. And further, let's make sure that it's all bold after net worth. Net worth is a super category, so we're not actually entering anything into it ourselves. We'll be calculating its value from our other fields. Let's go ahead and select $sign to say that this is in dollars and get rid of the cents. So if I typed in right now, I shouldn't be doing this, but if I typed in 1,000, it would notice it as 1,000. But what if we put 1,000, let's say 59? Well, guess what? It's going to round up to 1,001, but it's still keeping that decimal. So first, let's do income. Income overall. And what we'll do after that is say you've got income from job 1, income from job 2, income from hustle, like a side gig, and maybe, just maybe, if you're lucky enough, you have another type of income. So let's say maybe you are getting paid child support if you're raising a kid or more, or you got inheritance from someone. Because this is an intro class, we're only going to stick to these 3, job 1, job 2, and hustle. Hopefully that there is just at least one major job. But we can also see what happens when you add a second job or a side hustle when it comes to increasing your net worth. I do need to get rid of this here because we don't want that. Let's make income stick out. And we think of income, we can think of green. So let's make this pretty green with white lettering. And again, we'll make sure that that's bold. And we'll give it a dollar amount and take away the 2 cents. So in order to get income, we would want to add up job 1, job 2, and side hustle. But let's go ahead and make these stand out a little bit by changing the font to the green and making it bold. So it's pretty simple to say, what am I taking home with my first job? Your main job. Let's say you're taking $60,000 a year. If we divided 60 by 12, you would get that that's about $5,000 a month. But the issue in the United States is about 2/3 of our income is taxed. So if we go to a calculator and type in 0.67 times 5,000, we get that we actually take home $3,350 a month. All right. For the job 2, let's say a simple one would be maybe Uber or Lyft. And let's say with that one, you take home $1,000 a month. And let's say your side hustle is maybe working weddings or something similar. And let's say you bring home $250 each month with those as well. Let's highlight these columns or these fields, job 1, job 2, and hustle. And let's make sure that these are also dollar amounts. Notice when we select the dollar that we get cents included. Well, let's take those away. Because again, when someone asks you how much you make, you don't really include cents. Okay? Now, to make things pretty easy, we know we're going to get paid the same amount each month. We've already entered these amounts in. If we select all the way across, we still got that square appearing on the bottom right of this selection. Click and hold it down, drag it down. We can see that we can populate everything under job 1, job 2, and hustle in order to eventually add these up to get income level. Well, what's the opposite of income? That would be debts. But it's better to think of it this way as debits. What are the things that we spend money on? And just to keep it going with color, let's make debits red with white text. And this is going to be a super category. Just like income is a super category of job 1, job 2, and hustle, debts is a super category of quite a lot. Unfortunately, we spend a lot more than we make when it comes to jobs and debits. So let's put these in order according to your directions here. So we've got, starting with, in order of importance, housing. You can just copy these from the instructions. Housing, food, hygiene. Just going to keep on going. Phone, education, transit or transportation, entertainment, gifts, which could include Christmas if you celebrate it, vacation, clothing, oops, there it goes, kids, hobbies. We're going to leave it there. Oh, we forgot a big one, pets. Let's put pets, then hobbies, so that's close to kids. Dependents here. Now, since we've got this already, we can maximize our expenses table. Notice what we did over here was green text with green background overall. So for this one, let's do red text. Go up here, choose red. Notice some of these are being cut off. You can select all of them at the same time and double click any of the lines between them, and it'll fit any of these for you. And again, these should be in dollar amounts with no cents. So what we can do really quickly is find out that these are also categories. So housing feeds into debts, just like any of these categories too, but every single one of these has subcategories. And that'll be shown in the next video.